Coucou les amis, nous sommes toujours à la page 20. Hello my friend, we are still at the page 20, les articles indéfinis. On the previous lesson, we made the letter A, B, and now we're gonna do the letter C and D. And we're gonna discover three important rules about the French pronunciation. For me, I think it's the three most important rules. So be focus. Écoutez. Combien de syllabes entendez-vous? Complétez le tableau. Listen. How many syllables do you hear? Complete the table. I'm gonna pronounce the list of words just here. And you're gonna count how many syllables there are in the words. For example, let's do an example. Un cinéma. How many syllables? Un, si, né, ma. Quatre syllabes. Quatre syllabes, so you're gonna write it in this column. And yes, you have to count the article in the word. Okay? Another example, un théâtre. Un théâtre. Trois syllabes. OK? On continue. Une table. Je répète, une table. Une poubelle. Une poubelle. Un ventilateur. Un ventilateur. Une. Une. Des cinémas. Des cinémas. Des théâtres. Des théâtres. Des tables. Des tables. Des poubelles. Des poubelles. Et finalement, je t'aime. Je t'aime. Alors, une table, combien de syllabes? Deux syllabes. Une table, d'accord? Une poubelle. Une poubelle, trois syllabes. Alors, what is it, a poubelle? It is a garbage bin. Une poubelle, a trash bin. Actually, this word in French comes from the man who invented it. Or he didn't invent it like the garbage bin, but he put a new law in France that now it's like mandatory to have a garbage bin in the street and to collect the garbage bin because before we were throwing all the garbage through the window. And the Monsieur Poubelle, Sir Poubelle, decided that no, we have to collect this. So we give the name of garbage bin to thanks to his family name. Un ventilateur. Un ventilateur. Cinq syllabes. Alors, what is it? It is a fan. Like to have fresh air, a bit of wind. Pues, une syllabe, bien sûr, of course. Des cinémas. Des cinémas. Quatre syllabes. Alors, it can seem a bit boring, this activity, but don't worry, you're gonna understand why it is important. Des théâtres, trois syllabes. Des théâtres. Des tables, deux syllabes. Des tables, deux syllabes. Des poubelles, trois syllabes. Des poubelles. Je t'aime, that means I love you. Je t'aime. I'm gonna put it in red because you're gonna see it's very important at the end. Je t'aime, deux syllabes. Alors, we have two rules, deux règles. Dans les mots théâtre, table, poubelle, le E final se prononce ou ne se prononce pas. In the words théâtre, table, poubelle, the letter E. Alors in French, we pronounce it E. In another lesson, we're gonna learn the alphabet. E, le E final, do we pronounce it or we don't pronounce it? Ne se prononce pas. Okay, we don't pronounce, and it's very important in French, the letter E at the end. The things you're gonna pronounce is the consonant you have before. For example, théâtre, at the end, you're gonna listen like the R. Table, it's like the L that you listen. Poubelle, the same thing. You're gonna listen the L. Okay? Many examples, hein. For example, un livre, like a book. We don't say un livret or un livreux. No, we just say un livre. We listen to the R at the end. What else? Une pomme, an apple. We don't say une pomme. No, une pomme. And we listen to the M because it is like the last consonant before. Second rule, deuxième règle, numéro 2. Le S final des pluriels cinéma, théâtre, poubelle, table se prononce ou ne se prononce pas? Ne se prononce pas. Okay, so we don't pronounce the plural, the S at the end of the word, the E on the S. We don't pronounce it in French at the end of the words. Okay? So it's like the second rule, really important. We're gonna see a third one, even most important. Right? Not most important, but these three rules of pronunciation are really, really important. Alors, why I put je t'aime here in red? Because let's imagine you pronounce the E or the E or the, like I have many Spanish and Mexican students and they like to say E. Alors, they say je t'aimais. Bad idea. If you say je t'aimais instead of say je t'aime, it's like the past tense. So the sentence is changing totally. Instead of saying I love you, you say I loved you, but not anymore. Ok? Donc je t'aime. Je t'aime. It's like a present tense. You just pronounce the M at the end. Okay? So it was just the two first rule. Let's discover the last rule today. Écoutez la prononciation de ces mots. Que remarquez-vous? Listen to the pronunciation of these words. What do you notice? Or listen very well and tell me. Alors, I can't listen to you because it's a recording class, but tell you if you notice something weird, something bizarre with the pronunciation, something that doesn't not seem logical. Like if there is logical in French. Okay, listen very well. I'm gonna pronounce it each word two times. Un étudiant. Un étudiant. Des étudiants. Des étudiants. Un hôpital. Un hôpital. Un ordinateur. Un ordinateur. Un élève. Un élève. Des histoires. Des histoires. Alors, did you notice something weird in the pronunciation? For example, the first one, un étudiant, I'm gonna write it in a bigger letter, un étudiant. A student hein, in French, alors masculine forme, hein, because the feminine would be une étudiante. We would add a E at the end. Un étudiant. Um, there is something weird with the pronunciation. Uh, I didn't say un étudiant. I said un étudiant. I made something that we call in French la liaison. La liaison. We connect, we linked the two words. When in French, a word starts with a vowel, for example, A, E, I, O, U, you have to make a liaison, like the end of the article, you're gonna pronounce it on the word that follow. So I say un étudiant. Okay. It's really important that you don't pronounce the N at the first syllable, but at the second one. Un étudiant. For example, a friend. Un ami. A friend in French, it's like this. Un, we pronounce like this. Un ami. We written like this. Un ami, but we pronounce un ami, like the N you're gonna pronounce here. The same for example, un hôpital. Ah, but it doesn't start with a vowel, it's a H, but the H in French, we don't pronounce it at all. That's why the French accent, French we don't pronounce this letter. It's like I love because I remember of a movie, stupid movie, huh? And there was like a joke, and he was saying, the guy was saying to another person, like, tu es comme le H de Hawaï, tu sers à rien. You are like the H of the Hawaii Island, you're useless. Yeah, because we don't pronounce the H in France. Donc, un hôpital, it's like if the word was started with O, hein? So we say un hôpital. Under, we have another interesting word, un ordinateur. It is a computer in French. So we say un ordinateur. Un élève, it's another word to say student, a pupil. An élève, it's more like, for the primary school, and then at the university, it's more like student. Un élève, okay, un élève. And we do also the liaison with the article des. For example, des étudiants. The interesting thing is that we don't say des étudiants, we say des étudiants. Like if there was a Z before, des étudiants, des étudiants. The same for stories, des histoires. Okay, because the H is useless in French, so it was like if it was starting with vowels. So we say des histoires, des histoires. Okay, so this is like big things of the French pronunciation. Or it was just to discover this. If it is still not clear, it's just an introduction. Don't worry, because remember, like a letter in your book, after the vocabulary lesson, after the conjugation lesson, We have the phonetic. And we're gonna review like a bit deeply. I'm not gonna do like the whole explanation, but we're gonna see like many examples and pronunciation exercise about these three rules we just saw, hein. Donc le E final, le S final et la liaison. Okay, so it's just an introduction. I hope it's clear. Uh, it's finished with the indefinite articles. To end this lesson, I'm just gonna give you like a tip to learn vocabulary. C'est les post-it. Alors in French, we say aussi a post-it, and I think it's the name of the brand. You know, les étiquettes, like the stickers. It can be fun. Some people really learn French like visually. So you can buy a block of post-it and you can write the name of the things of all the objects you have in your house. If you have a dog, you can put also a stickers on your dog. If you have a boyfriend, also like, put the stickers there. And you write it and with the article, hein, don't remember un if masculin, une if it's feminine. And then you ask a friend or the person who is living with you, a family, a partner, to make you an exam. So you learn everything, and then the other person, even if she doesn't speak French, she can read like the stickers, and she gonna ask you, qu'est-ce que c'est? Qu'est-ce que c'est? Alors in French means what is it? Qu'est-ce que c'est? Alors, even she don't speak French, she can repeat that. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Like she's showing or he's showing. Qu'est-ce que c'est? And you have to say the word. Ah, ça, qu'est-ce que c'est? C'est une chaise. Ok, c'est une chaise. Alors, don't pronounce ceste. Non. We pronounce this c'est une chaise. And see, I don't pronounce chaise, hein. Chaise. Chaise. C'est une chaise. That's what I written here, hein. Grâce à un dictionnaire ou un smartphone, colle des étiquettes sur toutes les choses de ta maison. C'est une bonne technique pour apprendre le vocabulaire. Thanks to a dictionary or a smartphone, um, stick stickers on everything you have in your house. It's a good technique to learn vocabulary. Eh ben, très bien. Merci beaucoup. On se voit pour la prochaine classe. C'est les articles définis. Allez, à bientôt.